Hey everybody, what's up? And welcome to another Weekly SEO.
Hello.
Hi.
I am Roman, and this is our second live stream where we will speak internationally. My name is Roman Adamita. I am leading and encouraging as a director of SEO at Boostros.
Hi everyone, I'm Büşra and I'm working as a senior SEO executive at Boostros for almost a year, I guess. And you may know me from my content videos and SEO videos on YouTube.
Hello again. This is Adem as an SEO associate. As in previous webinar, I'm here again.
If you are new in this session, let me say you the goal of this session is to keep you updated on the SEO industry. We give some brilliant SEO and content marketing tips. Today we will cover mostly some content marketing about B2B blogs, how to use them, and about some technical things. First on how to deal with the search intent of your content. What is the best way to get great content from writers? Can we use Cyrillic letters instead of Latin in the URLs? Will Core Web Vitals scores a Google penalty cause? New index coverage updates on Google Search Console? And how to make a filter in every single report on Search Console.
And I will cover the topics such as B2B buyers read 13 pieces of content before buying, content review during buyer's journey, educational B2B blogs get more traffic, the longer content you write, the better traffic you get, B2B companies still uses pop-ups, do blog comments bring more links and views, do stock images cause duplicate content.
Ooh. And in summary, my topics are customer behavior after WhatsApp's change in terms of use, and analysis of competing applications that turn into the opportunity. And some parts of our website are not indexed in the mobile version. And finally, what should we pay attention to after the algorithm change?
Wow, guys, 20 plus slides, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my gosh. We are gonna smash it. So the first topic is about make your content comprehensive enough that users will astounded while reading it. That also is enough to satisfy the search intent. By understanding the search intent of your content, you also will understand there is no rules, almost no rules for your content. By meaning no rules, there is no length of your content. To mention what they wrote right here in databox.com blog, there are 500-word blog posts that rank extremely well because they cover the topic comprehensively enough to satisfy the search intent. So it's also not a rocket science. You can find these things, these metrics, search volume, or the relevant queries or competitors' top keywords, or how many backlinks did they get for the topic, or what kind of topics is trend in this month or in the past of the year. There is lots of metrics that you can find on lots of tools, third-party tools or Google tool.
Most of the clients ask about this actually. They always say that, oh, I have a 1,000 word long length blog articles, but my competition is higher than me, ranks higher than me. Why should I do? What should I do? My content is not enough. And when you look at the content of the competition, it's like 3 or 2 paragraphs. And actually, it's the exact summary of the thing you said right now. Search intent is the key factor here.
Exactly. So you also wrote a blog post in our Boostros blog, right? About what kind of tools we can use for keyword researching.
Yeah, the blog post is about the seasonal content, how to find a seasonal content idea for free with the help of Google search operators. But there is a lot of free tools I covered for keyword research also.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's not a rocket science. You can find everything to make a detailed brief Regarding brief, I will talk more detailed in the next slide. And as I said, comprehensive is equal to astounded. Be a nice conductor to your copywriters. Invest more time in training them. And as Stephanie Newton shared on LinkedIn, support your writers as much as possible. Yeah, it takes time, but take it as a big part of your content strategy. Give some outstanding video tutorials because you have experience, but if you don't record some videos, then someone else recorded it, like Brian Dean or like someone else. So you can find these video trainings on YouTube just for free. There is lots of videos about how to train your writers or how to be a great copywriter or how to make a content to have more conversions or to have more shares or something like that. So like you said, I give some examples right here. Here is 2 great examples from YouTube, but you also can find something else. So teach them. Yep. Sorry.
Sorry, I interrupted you. I'm so sorry. I just did.
No worries.
We also have a blog post about this. It's not about training, but it's a good guide for training a content writer in terms of blog posts. It's called 7 Common Blogging Mistakes That Can Sabotage Your SEO. And there is a real well-structured content brief in it that we gave for free. You may use them. And the key point here while training a content writer, I guess, is to provide a really good, well-explained content brief. And you can use that content brief from that blog post too. It's really well. So that's all that I want to say.
Great. So, like I said, teach them how to use your brief because you made a brief, you made a detailed brief, and maybe you sent a PDF or something else like a link, but they don't know how to read your brief. So you must record a video for them to have an idea how to read your brief report. To make them use the best tools for keyword researching. If you already have them, if you have freemium or premium tools, you can give the login to use these tools. Here, as John S. Mueller says on Twitter, there is no preference in search for language of letters, but also mention it to avoid confusing characters like spaces and commas. And also, I have an additional comment here, like Latin letters on the URL are easier to analyze. Why? Because when you have like in Russian or in Turkish or something else, these URLs might be 404 in a time. So if you forget about them, you can't find them on your search console, or if you find them, you will find very, very slow. It's hard to find them because these URLs are like very difficult to understand. There might be like not Russian URLs, but something else like codes or characters because they are like unknown. So I just searched in Russian книги, которые стоит прочитать. In English is the must-read books. So here, as you can see, the breadcrumb is in Russian letters, but the URL is in English, like not Cyrillic, but in Latin. So in Latin is fine to use. It also is fine. It's up to you to use Cyrillic, but it's very hard to analyze, to track, and etc. In this week's Search Engine Journal, eSummit, Martin Split says that Core Web Vitals will not be the biggest ranking factor ever. But Google may use it to display content differently in SERP. Like they might have an experiment to include a small badge in the search results, like this one. When you search on mobile device, you see right here an icon, which is AMP page. And if after the May 2021 page experience algorithm update, if Core Web Vitals will roll out, then they might experiment. They may have this experiment on Google.
But are we sure about this? Because
there is no bullet point, but you have your comment right here. I know that.
Yeah, because last week we talked about one of my clients who had very poor Core Web Vitals scores according to Google Search Console, and after the core algorithm update, they lost 10% of their visibility, almost 10 or 15%, as I say. And when we optimized the website according to Core Web Vitals, they started to regain it. So I can't believe it won't be a search ranking factor. It will be.
Yeah.
They
Guys,
say but not tiny.
Sorry, I interrupt you.
They say it won't be the biggest, but it's not tiny, I guess. It's not small.
It's of course it's not like something very small ranking factor, but it might be important. Of course.
Yeah.
Page experience is a boosting signal, not a Google penalty. Like if you have lots of duplicate content on your website, it's a penalty cause. But if you have like Core Web Vitals score is medium, then it's not. I guess it's not a penalty. But if it's like there is error, there is red lines on your Core Web Vitals, then, like Bushra said, there might be some drop in your visibility. So next one is about index coverage from Google Search Console. They announced that on 9 January has new updates on their coverage. So right now there is no longer a crawl anomaly report because there was lots of URLs with lots of cases, like the URLs has indexed but canonicalized to somewhere else, to another page, or there was no index directive, but it's also indexed and they indexed, or the page is blocked by robots.txt, but this page is also indexed. So there is lots of cases in this crawl anomaly report. So this is no longer active in your Google Search Console. You might see right now this, but there is no URLs in this report. So instead of that, now we have more specific, instead of general crawl anomaly, right now we have more specific reports on Google Search Console, like page indexed but without content report as a warning, as you can see right here, starting from 6 January. So it's about, usually we know that like theme pages. So if you have pages like that, which is indexed by Googlebot, then you should check out this. It's a warning, but you should check out.
Actually, if you're finished, I want to say something about this.
Right.
Actually, I guess this is a really good improvement for Google coverage reports, index coverage reports, because for some clients we had 2,000 or 3,000 links in the crawl anomaly reports, and it was hard to analyze all of them. Okay, it's not so hard because we can use Deep Crawl or Screaming Frog to understand the problem, but okay, understanding part is good and easy with the help of a lovely tool, but it will still take time to understand and make the classification between that 3,000 or 2,000 links. So it's better, I guess. We will see the exact problems in a better way, I guess. yeah, it's an effective improvement.
Yeah, it's like something deep crawl, but with 1,000 URLs. A limit. There is a limit, you know. That is just 1,000 lines which you can export from Google Search Console. So that's why we have deep crawl, Screaming Frog, and on crawl, and etc. So there is lots of tools, but Google has its tool to use. Like right now, instead of theme page, we have pages indexed without content. So the next one right now, we have indexed pages that are blocked by robots.txt and now are reported as warning instead of error. You can read the details on this link, which we will share after this session in the description section. I don't know if you know about this, but did you know that there is in Google Search Console actually are two filter sections? One is in performance section, and another one is right here and in every single report on Google Search Console. So even in the crawl stats, by the way, right there you see the table, this table. So you can use that. I use in this case right here. I include the category page to see the traffic in last 7 days, and also I make a filter from here. If you click these 3 lines from here, you will see more specific data. In this case, I wanted to see if the pagination pages in the last 7 days are indexed and gets traffic. So yeah, pagination pages gets traffic, but I didn't want to get traffic for them because I canonicalized them to the first page. So right here, then we have an issue. You can use this section, this filter section, like this in cases you want to filter something, because here you can't filter 2-page filters. You can't use 2 pages, like duplicate page C and page W, for example. The next one, it's not about SEO. It's more about experience from your page, because a good page experience is also a fast usability. And page experience, as you know, it's an algorithm update which will roll out in May 2021. And here is an example which Eddie has shared on Twitter, how Google search right now works on mobile application. So I tested it. Yes, it works like that. When you go to the Google application and want to search something, you write them something, and also here is their Go button in your iPhone keyboard or Android keyboard. So this is customized. This is customized keyboard. Like when you send security code to your phone, there is a numerical keyboard or space when you enter your email ads and .com/ etc. So it's really good page experience, and it also means a fast usability.
And as you know, every algorithm update has a name, you know, like Panda for content, for another algorithm update also. And in this algorithm update, and everyone is emphasized the user experience, like page speed and core web vitals. And you gave an example, and it's really so important for user experience. And it's also not for SEO, like for generally user experience, or general marketing. And it's really good, important part of this development.
Yeah, it's actually not touched directly to the SEO, but like if you have a good page experience, then after this core update algorithm, I think if users will like this test on your website, and if they find it very friendly, then it might affect your SEO visibility. So the last one is about Google Analytics. As you know, there is 4 property. Right now, you have a new Google Analytics metrics, and there is video tutorials which is released by Google on their official YouTube channel. And also there is lowest data from lowest data, one person which have like these tutorials, more videos. So thank you very much, and we are going to Bishra.
Yeah, welcome everyone. It's me again. We will talk a lot of content marketing, B2B content marketing and other stuff. And I know Mehmet Emre is waiting for me to talk. I'm gonna talk a lot, Mehmet Emre, don't worry. So let's start, Adem and Roman. We always talk about the buying process in the B2B sector. So buying process for B2B is a little bit different than B2C, right? Because the decision-making process is different. The buying decision-making, the time for decision-making is different, because when you B2C, you just visit the website and okay, this product is good or this perfume is good, I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna hit the button and add it to the cart. But B2C sector is a little bit different. So according to a recent study, B2B buyers read 13 pieces of content before buying something, before making a decision to buy. And 8 of these contents on average from the vendor source website, the website you're thinking of getting the service or the product. And 5 of them are from the other third-party sources like blogs, contents, other content platforms, or maybe the competition. You're just evaluating some stuff. And the decision-making process is a really long and complex journey. It takes 2 to 6 weeks, and always one person is not the decision maker. The person looking for the service or the solution, most of the time talks with a team or a superior or manager level people, and the decision-making process is made with a team consisting of 3 or 4 people on average, according to, again, the story. If you want to read it in detail, I just left the link at the below. And of course, there's also some content types. There's also data about the content types. In the next slide, we can go over that and talk about it a little bit. So if we look into the process of decision making, we can say that content is really important, highly influential to B2B buyers, and it consists of different types of content according to the sales funnel. And Roman, we were talking about the buyer's journey on sales funnel, and you were saying some interesting stuff about that.
Yeah, I said that yesterday about like there is a funnel, awareness, and there is your B2B users or companies. Yeah, this is a funnel. So here is awareness. Here is your B2B companies like users. Then they become leads, and they might buy something from you after they are lead. They become lead.
Actually, in this process, decision-making process, in the sales funnel, you say, I also saw it in the form of pyramid of trust in somewhere different, and it was sales funnel was like upside down, like a triangle, and they were calling it pyramid of trust. It's a different perception, but it's actually the same thing. So the content we are reading during the decision-making process really different. There are a lot of content types in this process, like blog posts, YouTube videos, webinars, informatics, user guide pages. I just worked at a B2B company before working here with you guys, and I just heard that a few people were also reading the comments on Google Maps before deciding to buy our product. And if there's something written bad there, they were telling us that, okay, I won't buy you because someone criticized you on Google Maps and I don't trust you guys. There were some cases like that, and it's really interesting. People love reading something in the B2B. They consume every bit of content they found about you. So this week, let's continue with a little bit more interesting B2B content statistics. Brian Dean loves playing with big data and create good reports for us. And this week, he just published a really good B2B content marketing report. And I just want to highlight a few of that statistics in the next few slides. I want to talk about it because they're really good in keynote, the data that I was also looking for last week to use in some cases. It's just it was just a very lucky coincidence for me. So thank you, Brian Dean. I hope you will watch this someday.
I send you a hi to Brian Dean from here.
So Brian Dean made a research among 502 B2B companies, online B2B companies. And according to the data, educational blogs receive 52% more organic traffic than company-based blogs, company-focused blogs. You might ask, what is informational blogs, educational blogs, and what is company-focused blogs? So I can say that company-focused blogs are the blogs used for company updates and PR reasons, or user guides. I don't want to talk about this in detail because it will take longer and longer. I can talk about this for an hour, but in B2B sector, some companies, actually most of the B2B companies use blogs for company updates and user guide purposes when there's an update in your product or service. But using this kind of information in the blog area is not a good type of content marketing because blogs are our promotional areas, and according to the sales funnel we talked about in the previous slide, blogs should be somewhere else, and user guides should be somewhere else. User guides is most of the time after the sales funnel, the place your customers visit most of the time, and blog is in the sales funnel. So when people come and visit your blog, they don't expect how to use your product most of the time in detail. They may wonder the logic behind the program. You may give a little bit detail about the features, but it's not the place for a user guide. And when you use it for promotional purposes, in the first 1 or 2 days, it may seem interesting and bring some traffic, but Tim Solo also uses this phrase as a spike of hope. It's like getting traffic in the first 2 days, and after that, you get nothing. Just a peak, and then a big zero in the long term. Yeah. If you don't want to do that, you need to have regular traffic from your blog to be successful in content marketing in the B2B. And thought leadership is a really important thing, especially in the B2B, because people are looking for information. They have limited time and they want to read something they trust. So it's really important. That's why educational blogs are getting more traffic than company-focused blogs.
And as you mentioned, Büşra, a little more B2B purchases are like serious investments. So, for example, in a B2C purchase, we don't think too much. Just we buy on the basis of what we need and how much money we have. And if not, I will send it back. But in the B2B area, these are a bit more dependent on the organization. And you need to report your leaders. Is the product useful or not? How can I find it? Like of course, I will check the educational blog post from this company and this test platform.
Actually, the part that you will show the product to your superior or manager is the second or third part of the sales funnel. So I'm talking about the beginning and the middle of the sales funnel. Right now, you are not, whether you're not aware of your problem or you're just trying to solve your problem, but you didn't realize that you need a program or a service for this. So that's the part educational blogs gets the most of the traffic. And after that, in the educational blogs, there may be some product related articles, but they're most of the time they are targeting the people looking for a product. And the thing you need to do here is a content marketer or an SEO or a content SEO, whatever you call yourself on your website. The thing you need to do to achieve product sales is this from the informational blog posts. Somehow you need to connect the audience with another product related article, and of course you can achieve this with newsletters or internal linking, or you should also see this blogs posts section below, because people love to read something, and when they found another thing interesting and relatable to their problem, it's highly possible to click that thing. They see that post. We do the same thing most of the time. When I try to read something, for example, this B2B content marketing blog, content marketing report, I've clicked 5 different reports within this report, and I just continued reading this, and after that I visit the other pages and also read them. So you need to do it in a natural way to achieve that.
Yeah, I agree.
And Mehmet Emre saying many e-commerce site has fake comments, as we know. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, there is also Amazon, but in Amazon you can't find which one is fake because they have lots of comments. They have there is comments with photos, with video, so you can find which one is the real client and which one is the fake client.
So let's continue. We have a lot of things to cover today. Another interesting point is that the longer content you write, the better traffic you get. According to this report, long form B2B content generates more traffic, more shares, and more backlinks than versus the short form content. But it does not mean that you have to write 2,000 word length blog posts for every ridiculous subject. You have to have a filtering mechanism here. You need to define your content strategy. You need to create a well-structured content outline, and after that you need to write. So you shouldn't write a lot of long posts for everything. Just, you mentioned a few slides ago, Roman, we talked about this just 10 minutes ago. User intent is important. If your content does not match the user intent, you have nothing. So be careful about this. For example, Brandon is a really good example for this. All of his posts really long, but they give a really useful focus about the subject. We find a lot of articles, a lot of ideas from that blog post. If you are thinking of writing a long blog post, you just think about it beforehand. And most of the B2B companies, as Adem said, love reading because they will spend money. They have limited budget, and it's important. And there's also another point here. The person find you is not the decision maker. He or she may persuade the manager to buy your product, but the product does not meet the limit and does not meet the expectations of the manager. You're also putting that person suggest your product in danger. Just think that, give the proper information in every detail.
Think about that. Think about
Think
that.
about that. Think it, please. And another, and maybe the last interesting point that I want to share from this really good B2B content marketing report. So we're in the 21st century, and last week we talked about a client who used a really huge pop-up and lost their visibility, but it's still the case. So, according to this research, 24% of B2B companies still use pop-ups for different reasons. Okay, maybe a newsletter subscription may be a little tiny and innocent reason to use it, but when you enter a website to read something, and even before you scroll, you can you can come across 3 or 4 pop-ups, and it's really disturbing. Why are you using this, guys? Folks, do not use it. Please.
Yeah, instead of that, you can use like a sticky form on your sidebar, or on the piece of content, you can use your email and subscribe button, or in the footer side, you can also add your subscribe form. So you don't need to use a separate pop-up to find the best one who will sign up, because pop-ups is really very old tactic, and right now almost everyone, I think, they are just close this, find a way to close this, and you don't need to use pop-up. So use something like more creative. Use something like when someone want to read your content, like they're scrolling, and then just add a form to in your content.
Yeah, yeah, you go on, Adam. I can say it later.
Okay, like I have entered your website and I don't know what's your quality of content, and why do I wanna give you my email and like subscribe your email product? I haven't read it yet, and
Guys, you are so aggressive about this website.
please don't do it.
By the way, it's a really good perception. Most of the UX specialists, UX designers, think this topic is as the same way. Why should I give you my information before building a trust relationship with you?
Yeah, to build the trust, it must very long time. Like when someone choose to buy something on the e-commerce website, like they enter this website 7 times from 7 different channels. Like I am going to from the page to the referral links. So I buy after 7 weeks or after 7 times. It's just a data, but consider that. Think about that.
Yep. By the way, this slide, I guess this slide will make Mehmet Emre happy, because I just saw that he has a question about comment section. We will answer it while talking about this. Okay, I'm asking you this question, folks. Everyone, you can write your ideas in the comment section, by the way. I'm asking, are you ready?
I'm not. Yes, I am.
Actually, you have the spoiler, because the question is on the slide. So, do blog comments bring more links and views? That's the question. What do you think about it?
I think, yes, they can bring more links, but it depends on the content. What kind of content is there?
Okay, we always, Roman, with you and Adam, we are always talking about the effectiveness of comment section on a web page or on a blog page, any blog page. And we are talking about positive effect of the comments on the performance of the web page, such as it gives the signal to Google that the page is updated regularly, because people are making comments. There are new entries on your page, so it's a good for updating and ranking better. And the second best part of it, when you use a comment section without any third-party tools, just use it on your website with your own code. There is little possibility. There's so little possibility that your content pages will be considered as thin content, because comments are also content on a page. So they are useful. Okay, they may be useful at this point, but Mehmet Emre, I'm coming to your question. You need to monitor all of your comments, all of the comments you get. You need to have a filter mechanism for publishing the comments. Most of the newspapers do this right now. I know it may be hard, but there may be a content limit, character limit, or there may be a filtering mechanism for swears or bad words, or any links that other websites try to get backlinks, other SEOs try to get backlinks, just like they try to do it on Quora or Reddit, or even in Turkey they are trying to do it on Edio, but it's not useful actually. They are doing that, but I don't know what. So there is a guy in HubSpot, and he also wondered this question, and he made an analysis. He just examined 100,000 blog posts with blog comments, and according to the things, he found out that there is no correlation between comments and links. So the more comment you get, the more link you get. No, it's not possible. It's not correlated. Actually, it's logical. It may be logical in terms of, if you think of this in terms of backlinks. There's also no correlation between comments and views. Maybe more views, maybe we can think that more comments will bring more views, but it's not correlated, because your traffic may be high, but everyone may not leave a comment on your blog. Do you remember the last time you leave a comment for Brian Dean? I don't.
Usually no, but for Moz, I think it was in 2014 when I leave my last comment, or 2015. I have an insight because I experienced that before. This page is still active, and this website is actually mine. So there is lots of comments. It's about 164 comments at the last week. And this post, it's very trend right now, but after people commented, because I think that if this page are interesting for users might add a comment about this or ask something. But don't forget about that. You need to make it, you need to allow it manually. Don't allow it to publish immediately after they add the comment.
So I'm going to talk about the final point he found out, and I'm going to continue with Mehmet Emre's and Tugaycan's comments. We can talk about it a little bit. They ask really good things. So he found out that he found a positive correlation between links and views, and I think it's so normal. I don't know what you think, but if you get more traffic, you probably have more backlinks, because people will find your content insightful, and that's why they give backlinks to your website.
Mm-hmm.
And Mehmet Emre saying that comment links are not useful. Do you think it is old school? What do you think about it? I guess it's old school, because when you use comment links in Onedio, in terms of backlinks, if you think of in terms of backlinks and domain value, Onedio most of the time signs your links you just shared as no follow, or deletes them. So it's old school for them. Or in Quora or Reddit, you may get spammed and you may not get into that thread again when you just share the link.
Lots of platforms saying.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's working. I have some experience. Maybe 1 week we can have you as a guest and you can tell about your experiences in that area. We would like to hear that, right, guys?
So let's go to the next one.
Will Google understand if I edited spam comments on my WordPress site positively? What do you think, Roman, about this?
About stock images.
No. Tugaycan's question.
Yeah, if you edit it in a great way, if you make it quality comments and related to the topic, then why not? It depends,
Okay, so as a summary for the previous slide, you may have some good experiences and maybe we have some negative experiences. As a matter of fact, as SEO is a story about experiences. Everyone have different experiences, different results from something they tried. So actually, it's a subjective topic to talk about the URLs, whether it's old school or not. To me, it's old school, but according to your case, it may not in different platforms. So I want to talk about my last subject because I want to give some time to Adem to talk about these interesting slides. The last question of mine, also you can answer this, everyone, folks, in the comment section. I'm asking you, do stock images cause duplicate content? I'm so tired and I got tired. I don't know why. I can't the duplicate. Sorry, guys. Do stock images cause duplicate content? I'm asking you this.
So if tags are cause duplicate content, why not for images?
Roman, what do you think?
I think the same. Yes.
So some guys also wondered this, and they made a quick test for this. And they used the word pre-ultralight. It's an interesting word. It's like something, the art of designing a well-flow in car park or something. And they created 10 websites. In 5 of them, they used unique images. They just took some photos of a car park area. And in other 5 websites, they used duplicate images. They use all the same images, stock images. And they use the keywords in the same fashion in every website. By the same fashion, I mean they use it in the same place, in the meta titles, meta descriptions, subheadings, and the keyword density is also the same. The content length is the same, but of course there are unique contents in all of the websites in order to measure the effect of the images. And they found out that websites with unique images performed better than the stock images. And also one of the websites with stock images removed from the index. It's a really interesting finding, but I guess it's not enough for me right now to say it creates duplicate content. Right now it creates duplicate content, but 2 weeks ago we were talking about visual search. And if visual search gets better and if we start to use it more, then in the future, stock images probably cause duplicate content issue a lot. Right now, it may not for all websites, but in the future, it will be. I can say that.
So stock doesn't like this news, guys.
Yeah. Stock website images, stock websites left the conversation.
Yeah, that's And before I start, I want to ask this. Have you changed your communication app?
I didn't, because usually I use very less WhatsApp application. I mostly use Telegram, so it's fine for me.
Guys, we are living in a country where people give all of their private data as an SMS, as a cell phone message to a how can I say it, to an ice cream company with the trust of an ice cream stick. Okay, so I don't know why they're asking this.
I think so. And as you know, forcing WhatsApp to change terms of use and has brought many reactions. And those all users started to ask and question the reliability of applications. And first, of course, WhatsApp, the most used Facebook application, was questioned. And the question, WhatsApp is safe, suddenly reached 100 trend points on Google Trends. And these queries continued with Telegram, which is the biggest competitor of WhatsApp. And Telegram, a brand that was born in Russia and expanded to Dubai, and has become very, very popular. And everyone already knows that Zuckerberg and Elon Musk are in contrast, and most of the time they argue on Twitter or some React. And with Elon Musk's suggestions of Signal and questions about whether it's safe has also increased for Signal. Like, is Signal safe? Queries increased also 100 trends points. So, and likewise, the question, is Viber safe, has increased by 100 trends points. And I would like to give an example from the Turkey market and the market communication application, like communication app here, BIP, as you know, and as a telecommunication company app, and they have given Google Ads in all these queries in Turkish language. Like, if you ask, is Telegram safe, you can see the BIP ads on the bottom.
By the way, guys, Telegram and last 72 hours got more than 20 million users after this one.
Yeah, and
news.
You know, and also Turkey and the Brazil president and lots of politics also supported this kind of application, and you know, increased everywhere. It doesn't matter the industry.
I want to remind your sentence here, Roman. If a tool is free, they will probably get in your data.
If a tool is free, you are the tool.
Yeah.
And sometimes a grid included in our desktop version can disappear after switching to the mobile version. And in this case, when a mobile search engine bot visits our website, it will not able to it won't be able to index this part. And as you've seen on the photo, there's a description about this jacket, and it disappeared in the mobile version. And so how can we find this disappearing cell? After converting our website to the mobile version, let's paste the source code. We will get into the diff checker, this is the tool. And likewise, when we pass the desktop code into this code, and this tool will show us the code difference. And in fact, this red colored, the right one, area is our missing cell in the mobile version. So you can find and optimize in this invisible area in your mobile version, and you can fix it. And as Mary Hines mentioned about that in the Search Engine Journal webinar, and console and analytics control is one of things we need to pay attention to after algorithm change. And another is the concept of the search intention and how Google evaluates this concept. And sometimes algorithm updates isn't the root cause, you know, and that's why you need to look at monthly change in analytics. Maybe it's not from the algorithm update, and maybe your brand has made a non-optimized update on the website. It can be design, and it can be, as Bishra mentioned about that, the pop-ups. And do you remember, Bishra, our brand that brought a huge pop-up to the website right after the algorithm update?
Yep.
And when we saw that this website, oh my God, was very affected by the algorithm all day, but and we actually solved the problem as soon as we opened the Search Console and analytics, and we found that there's a huge, enormous pop-up on the website, and we say like, please fix it.
In a great way, right?
And another pop-up, we are kind of enemy against the pop-up.
We are loading about, we are in love with them.
And we may experience a sudden drop in some keywords. And in fact, with this algorithm update, Google may now perceive the search intention of this keyword differently, like according to its data. For example, in this table, SERP, I have given here, like as an example, while there were 3 e-commerce websites before this keyword, and now only 1 remains. So why? And in fact, we may notice that users searching for this keyword are not purchasing oriented. Thus, we can change the content of our pages accordingly. And because Google thinks that after algorithm change, this area is not researched by the target audience to get information about the product, and not sales oriented. And as Roman mentioned, this funnel, and we are made a content about for maybe second step, but maybe this area is searching for third step. Maybe this consumer doesn't want to buy it, just trying to get information. So we must create our content according to this funnel and find our target audience. And this was my presentation. Thank you so much for listening and taking your time.
Thanks, man. So if you have any questions, you can ask us anything. We have a type form where you will just ask your question there, and you can send them. So we will answer them in the next week's live stream. Thank you very much for attending, and see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.